Hi, my name is Leah, and this is my story. A month ago today, I was at home working, and all of a sudden I could not catch my breath. After about 30 seconds of being unable to breathe, I realized that something was wrong and that I needed a medical attention. I grabbed my things, I went outside, I looked at my car, and I knew I was not going to be able to drive myself to the hospital. So I called 911. Still gasping, the operator had to ask me several times for my address. I was gasping in between every word, every letter. Shortly after the EMTs got here, I walked into the ambulance on my own as my neighbor was driving up, my prayer warrior neighbor. And I told her, I don't know what's wrong, I just don't feel well. And I got inside. Shortly after, I arrived at St. David's Medical Center, and after a few blood tests and a CT scan, my room became a blur of doctors and nurses everywhere, telling me that I was going to need surgery. The doctor said normally, and this with pulmonary embolisms, they just give you medicine but in my case, I needed surgery. He told me there were risks. I asked what kind of risks, thinking heart attack, stroke, infection. I didn't understand. And he said death. And that's when I knew it was serious. And still I was calm. I knew that God was in control, and I wasn't scared. Shortly after I was being wheeled into the surgery room, and I started praying, and I told God, I want to meet you, but not today. Not today. After a 6-hour failed surgery, they were unable to remove the embolism, the blood clot, and I stopped oxygenating, I stopped breathing, so I was placed on a ventilator that Tuesday night. Shortly after, the doctors told my mom and my friend Christina that I may not make it through the night and that I was very, very sick. The Saturday before this happened, I broke down in tears, saying, Lord, I don't live, I just breathe. I don't live. It's the same thing every day. Work, rinse and repeat. Every day is the same. And 4 days later, he took my breath away. And not only did he replace it with his own breath, but he showed me I have a lot more to live for. I have a purpose, and I can't wait to find out what that purpose is. Christina called Margarita, and again, the prayer started. I'm so thankful for my prayer warriors. The next day, Lori put together a Jericho walk. 7 people walked around my hospital 7 times, praying 7 different prayers. And God was moving. He moved a mountain. I went from being unable to breathe to Thursday morning, breathing on my own, and the ventilator was removed. And that was my first memory. I went from being in the surgery room on Tuesday night to Thursday morning. This battle did not only belong to me, it belonged to my friends and my family. But God was glorified in their prayers. God was glorified when they walked around the hospital. And God was glorified when I woke up. My friend Courtney told me that when she heard of this, she was at work and she fell to her knees in prayer. And one thing that I've learned from this, we all need to learn from this, is that our battles have to start on our knees. I once read that God is for us, but more importantly, God is for God. And He is glorified in everything. I saw His glory in the healed relationships that came from this, and the prayers from my friends and family that never really prayed before, prayed. I saw His glory every time a nurse or a doctor came into my room to tell me that I should not have made it. And I pray that they know that it was God. I believe that God saved me for a purpose. I believe that God's not done with me yet. And He's not done with you either.